So I made this and this and this one and this, and I have not thrown away my shot with this. And now it's time for a dress. Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Millie and this is my little sewing room and sewing corner of the internet. Okay, real talk. When I started the Hamilton Spencer, I actually didn't like Regency. It just wasn't something that I was super interested in. But while I was working on my Spencer and actually looking at real Regency garments, it has grown to me. And I was started to thinking, how would my Spencer look with a dress? And that's what we're going to find out in this video, because we're making one. So I need a pattern. That was easy. So we're using this one. It's from Blacksnails Pattern. It's a pattern designer that you can find on Etsy. And while I'm taping up there, I can pre-wash my fabric. And now that I taped everything together, I will cut it apart again. I'm not joking. Now it's much more manageable. I forgot to tell you about my fabric. I bought a very lightweight and thin cotton batiste, which is a little crumbled from washing. It's very thin, lightweight, it's off-white, and I'm probably going to make a petticoat to go with it. I need to iron this, so let's do this now. Here we go. It's too short here, and I need a little more space here, I think. And in the back, I don't know. I think it will be gathered here. Yeah, first impression, I'm not impressed. It needs work. Okay, welcome back to Mockup TV. Okay, here we go again. We have a sleeve, and yeah, I think I need more room there, and I will, as I said, I will lengthen this. I will probably make this one a little wider for me, like so. And I don't know what's happening in the back. So I did my second mock-up. I think we're good now. This is a little weird here, but it's okay. I can move. I can close it in the back. I think I will cut my fabric. So this piece needs to be extended. It's basically the skirt piece, but only the hem. And I need to extend it to 1 meter at least, maybe longer. So here I'm preparing the front skirt piece, which is the one that needs to be lengthened. I will add 1 meter and 5 centimeters because I'm a little taller than the pattern. And yeah, I will lengthen this and then cut it. And then I have to do the same with the back piece. Now I will quickly cut my lining and then we're done with the cutting and we can finally start sewing, which is always good news. So thin. I will iron on a little bit of interfacing because my fabric is so thin. I'm not sure if it could hold the buttonholes, so I will put on a little bit of this iron-on interfacing. Scraps. So here's my super historically inaccurate buttonhole But I'm not going for accuracy, like I said. Doing most of the stuff that you can see by hand, but the long seams and everything that you will never see, I will do by machine. So now that I made a buttonhole, I need to iron this fold and then sew it down by hand. And this will form a casing for the drawstring closure and the front piece. The front piece with the drawstrings, and now I need to do something with the lining. So the lining's basically done, so I think I'm taking a break, getting some fresh air, and then moving on. Now I need the front piece and the lining. Now get stitched to the lining. Vorder Teil aus Oberstoff mit der linken Seite auf rechte Futterseite legen. Still don't get this part, but decided to just do what the instruction tells me and hope for the best. It wants me to put the left side of the outer fabric on the right side of the inner fabric. Sew it down. Probably will look like this. So now it looks like this, and I hope it makes sense one day. I will secure the little ends of my strings so they will not come off, and then I will move on. Yeah, I need to iron down the seam allowance of the lining and on the back. And then it wants me to baste all these seam allowances down. Here I'm putting together the side front and the back piece on the shoulder seams, and after that I put this lining front piece combo on top of the lining side pieces with the front piece that I prepared previously. I'm now basting the two layers together before I can move on. And it's supposed to be with very large stitches, so it should be done soon. I need to trim the seam allowance of the upper fabric now. And then folding it over the lining of the seam allowance. And now it makes sense. And it should overlap the lining 1 or 2 millimeters. The next few steps involve a lot of hand sewing, so that means hand sewing and a movie. So I stitched on all of the facing neck edges. It looks nice. I did not plan to do so much by hand, but it looks nice, so I don't mind. And now I need to make a casing where the back ties are going in. Now the side fronts and backs of the outer fabric are layered on top of the lining. The seam allowance is folded under first, and then I basted the seam allowance before I stitched it down by hand again. The same happens with the side seams. I put the side seam in the lining first, trimmed the seam allowance and finished it by hand. Now the side seam of the outer fabric gets trimmed down and then it's stitched down by hand. We are basically done with the basic bodice, just sitting here on my dress form. Now it's time for sleeves and then the skirt. So not much to do, but at the same time still a lot to do. So let's start. Sleeves. So we need to gather these sleeves. For gathering we go to our longest stitch length, and then I'm doing I think 2 rows of gathering stitches. That's the gathering just with 1 row. I think it could be enough. The sleeve also got a pleat at the hem before the cuffs are sewn on. I stitched the sleeve seams and then, you guessed it, finished the seam allowance by hand. And now it's time for the cuffs. These are just 2 long rectangles that are folded lengthwise and then sewn into a tube, which is then sewn through the sleeves. I stitched the underarm seam of my sleeve wrong side together, and I only realized it after hand finishing the seam allowance on the outside. So this one is in charge now. So I fixed my mistake and now I'm ready to attach the cuffs to the sleeves. And I will absolutely do this by machine. Now I have to cut the seam allowances down, then I will fold it over and then more hand sewing. I pinned all of my cuffs to the sleeves and I think I will take it to the couch and have a nice and cozy hand sewing session there. We have 2 sleeves. So now it's time for setting the sleeves into the bodice. What is very pretty. I'm working on my waistband right now. I need to gather the front piece and then now my battery is dying again, so I have to change that and then I will put in gathers on my front piece. Battery! It's now gathered. Now I need to put it to the waistband. Like so. Just needs a tiny bit more gathering till it fits. Everything's pinned, so sewing. Waistband is on, so I think it's time for the skirt. This is the back skirt piece. It's basically on one piece on the fold. And I need to make a slit in the back to be able to get in the dress. And I will use this pattern piece and the front pattern piece to make a petticoat for it, because it's very see-through, very light, just like they did in the Regency. But I don't want to show my underwear, you know. So I will make a petticoat, and I mean, it's another layer, and another layer means more floof. So now I have to find my exact middle of this piece, which I think I will iron, and then I have the crease, and then I make my slit. And now the scary part, cutting into the back piece. And I have no more fabric left to recut this. It's also the biggest piece, but we can do this. So I finished the skirt seams with French seams, so everything's nice and clean. And now we have to put the whole thing together. We need to do even more gathering in, I think, all around. And then I can put this thing together and have a dress. And then all we have to do is the hem. And then I'm done. It's a dress! I'm stitching away on my inner waistband, and I'm determined to finish this today, but I think I will also do the hem by hand, so it might be done only tomorrow. Here I'm working on the inner waistband, which covers the raw edges of the seams, and it's also acting as a tunnel for another drawstring. So everything's done except for the hem. Let's have a look and put it on a dress form for a minute. Thank you. I have to put it on and then I will find out if it's the right length, and then I will do the hem. I tried to figure out the length of my dress, and we all see why these dresses were quite scandalous. Alright, so I've shortened it, mostly in the front, and yeah, I will do a rolled hem by hand. I will go to my sofa, I will watch some cozy Netflix, and then I think we will see each other for the reveal. I hope you enjoyed this video and my little journey into the Regency fashion, and if you did, please leave it a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon for another video. Until then, bye bye!